Today on the Daily Misfire, we are modifying aftermarket parts to fit our application. Because who's ever done that in their lives? Yeah, so we are modifying the CPP lower control arms. And first off, I'm going to state this. If you have a 67 Nova, if you have any kind of hot rod thing, because we've used quite a bit of CPP stuff in my life. Historically, they've all been very, 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 very good. I don't know if it's like Detroit speed, as I've never messed with stuff like that. But as far as Street Plus stuff, it is fantastic. I have no issues, no qualms. I mean, I've never ran a sway bar on the front of my Nova, and the thing handles phenomenally with the QA1s on the front. The upper and lower control arms has that breastplate and stuff. It works fantastically. Saying that, those lower control arms do not have any bump stops, and that has not been an issue since we haven't had any kind of weird oil pan things until today. With the 383 and stuff in the Nova, the oil pan now is one of those deep ones, and it has the rear pickup, which means it has a nice little cutout in it. And this is a Chinese version. This is not a Milodon. It's not a... Where are the other ones? There's Milodon. There's the other company. I forgot the other company. Moroso. That's the other company. It's not Moroso, not Milodon. So therefore, I don't know if it's exactly the way it needs to be. It works. It seals. It's all good that way. But the steering linkage just barely hits it with lock to lock. And I don't know if that's because of the fact that the steering linkage no longer has any bump stops, which we're fixing that today, or if it's the fact that oil pan just sucks. You can guess whichever one. We're going to make it work so where they work in harmony. That's what's going to happen here. So we're going to get under there, we're going to get the tires off, we're going to get lights on. I'm going to show you kind of where I want to put these and how we're going to use them, because it's really going to be that pretty simple. All we're going to literally be doing is allowing this to hit where the old original bump stops were. I might even show you what an old original bump stop looks like on a 67 Nova, because it's very crude and makes mine looks far superior being, what is this? A big bolt. I don't know what size this is. This might be metric. I don't know. It's going to be a stud here in a minute. With that being said, let's get into the car. I'll show you some stuff, and we're going to start welding and screwing some stuff up. Okay, so what we are doing, so as you can see, control arm right here, and then there's a little bump stop right here on the steering bracket that comes off the spindle. And what we're going to be doing is I'm going to literally weld this guy. We're going to cut it down to size, and we're going to flex this in the angle that we need, and we're going to cut it down whichever threads as far as we need to go, and basically put it kind of like that. And we're going to make this into the metal stop for the spindle, to where basically the wheel, it'll pretty much be, say, if I turn it this way, I don't know if you can see, let me see if I can make it to where you can see it. You can see the stop, the little flat part right here, that's the stop that we're trying to need to hit. And we want it to be right about there, honestly, because when you look at these, that's what we're trying to avoid as I hit the thing. So you can see how it's just barely not touching. That's where we want it to be. And it gets a little bit lower when the car is lowered, but it's still not great. So what we're going to do is literally, like I said before, we're going to weld this guy, this little, see if it focuses, there we go. We're going to weld this down here on that plate, like on the control arm, to where this will be in contact with that plate, and literally that's going to be the stopper for this thing. So I'm going to work on getting this thing cut, and we're going to start kind of grinding this guy down to where I think it probably needs to be, and we're going to kind of go from there. So I'm going to set, and it's literally, I think the difference honestly between, you know, where I need it to be and where it doesn't need to be is like that. So I'm not losing that much steering. This is just preservation of my oil pan. Alright, so we have our cut line right there. So I'm going to go grab one of the cutoff wheels. We're going to cut that right there. And we're going to just kind of keep fitting this to wherever it makes the most sense. But right now, that's probably really close. So let's see what this looks like. Ready, and... Bammo, Dano! Let's see what this looks like under there. Alright, so this guy right here should fit perfectly right there. I'm gonna work on cleaning up a little bit, and it'll be a little bit shorter. I probably got to clean up the long side on it, but it should work pretty okay, I think, right there. I just need to clean this up a little bit. I'm going to clean up the control arm itself, and then we're going to start cleaning this guy up and make it not look like just a nut that I cut off and welded to the control arm, so it doesn't look nearly as janky. So, alright, so I have my new little bump stop here. It's very fancy. It used to be some size of bolt. Now it doesn't even look like one, and it's going to be welded onto right about there is where we're going to set it. Now I just got to get the old powder coating cleaned off, and you can tell where the control arm's actually been hitting right there. So this is doing a service. So we're just going to put this guy kind of in this neighborhood. We'll make sure we kind of have it in the right spot, but I think this should be literally perfect. And then I'm going to see if the other side's the same as this one, because if it is, I'll make the other one, and I'll put you guys on a B-roll so you can watch me make the other one. I was kind of just shooting from the hip with this one, so I didn't really video anything. But I can show you that one once we get going, because I know what I'm doing now. I'm a professional. So with that, let me see if we can get that cleaned up, and we'll just kind of shoot from the hip and see what that side looks like. Alright, let's see how much I suck right now at welding. I haven't welded in a hot minute. Is there any grounds I can get to? Sure. Let's see if this will ground. Let's see if that'll ground okay through the paint and the powder coating. Come on, Everlast Welder, let's see if you can do something for me. The settings are setting. I don't know where they're at. We're going to ignore them and just see if it'll tack right now. Ooh, made popping noises. It made a popping noise. If I had forethinking, I would have cleaned another spot off on the control arm for the ground. I'm not that smart though. Let me see if that'll do it. Let's try again. Hey! Oh hey, you know what? It'd be nice if I had the gas on. Idiot. Now there's gassing. I was like, hey, that's the sound of no gas. There you go, that sounds better. Yes, boogers. The sound of metal sticking together poorly. Okay, well, it is stuck. Ha! It makes sticking noises now. So now let me weld that guy completely up right now, and I'll show you what it looks like. I think it doesn't look half bad. Behold my crappy welds. I don't think they look that bad, honestly. I didn't weld the bottom, but I mean, there's enough on the top. It's not going to go anywhere, and you're never going to see it. As far as that goes, I think it looks pretty clean. And then I'm going to kind of do the wire wheel, or I'll do the Scotch-Brite pad over everything, make sure it's all nice and clean. And then we'll paint it, and it should be good to go. Alright, I have painted it black, therefore they are disappearing. You can see my little stubbies coming off right there. And the best part is, they work. Let's get the car on the ground and we're going to check them out. But this is proof in the pudding for everyone. This is proof in the pudding for anyone that's like, I can't weld or mess with the brand new fancy control arms I bought, or brand new anythings that I got from the, you know, said aftermarket company, because I don't want to ruin them. You're not going to ruin them. It's okay. And there's the first one we did. This one I think came out a little bit better. I'm going to do probably one more coat, but they work. They're very functional. And I think they're going to do everything I want to do. Mainly, protect the oil pan. Because I don't think I showed the oil pan really before. Yeah. That was the conundrum that we had. That does get lower when we put the tires and we put it on the ground. But it still came up and would hit the oil pan. Yeah, not very good. So now that we've done this, it definitely will not hit the oil pan. Because where I did it, it's in the safe zone as far as how far I need to go. And if I ever need to add anything to it, the make it work guy on me can just weld a little bit more on those and it'll totally be fine. So let me get tires on this thing. Let's lower it, get it on the ground, and let's see and make sure everything I just did is functional, because now I can button up the engine bay and we can get this thing driving like this weekend, because we can drive the car. Actually, like, drive it more than a mile down the road, which would be very exciting. In other news, that is a big ass ant. Look at that thing. Look at that dude. He's like, he's on a mission. Stop auto tracking, camera. Ah. Yeah. Let him go. Go about his business. Alright, so you can see right here, and we just spun it back and forth. The driver's side is totally fine. It doesn't hit. We did a perfect job on that side. The passenger side just barely hits. So what we're going to have to do is either get a washer or something, or just add a little bit of weld to the top of the, to the end of it. And basically until we get where we need it to be. The funny thing is, we get a quarter turn less on the passenger side for some reason than we do on the right side. But they're both basically practically, that side is 2 1/4 and this side is 2, it'll be 2. Which, I mean, that's plenty of rotation for driving and around parking lots and stuff like that, so I'm not worried about that. It's just keeping the oil pan from getting whacked, as it were, so, and causing little nicks in it and then making it leak, because that would suck. So, but I'm happy about it not hitting or doing anything stupid, and we're away from it as far as that goes. So let me get that side cleaned up. I may or may not do that tonight. That might be a tomorrow morning thing that we do. But with that being said, I'm probably going to end this video right here, because you don't need to see me fixing it. I think you understand what we're doing, what the process of all this is. And in summary of this video, it's okay for you to modify things. You can add stuff. You can be janky with it. It's, even though you spent a little bit of money and it might seem blasphemous to do it, you can still do it. It's totally manageable and fine. Even with the heads. For some reason, the heads came with guide plates that were like, they had little like stands on them, and they came up and you couldn't adjust the push rods, or you couldn't adjust valves the way they were with those guide plates. So we had to put just stock flat guide plates in it, and those work. You know, knock on wood, they work. So if you need to make stuff work, it's totally allowable for you to make stuff work on your own hot rod, because believe it or not, just because they're built on an assembly line doesn't mean they're all the same. So with that being said, thank you for watching. Best way to support us is by liking, subscribing, checking out the dailymisfire.com, and buying t-shirts, because every t-shirt you buy is 1.5 gallons worth of gas in this thing. So if you want to see us drive this more, bye. I'll see you guys later.